Hey, Pastor Josh here, just giving you the latest update on Redeeming Grace Church. Our mission is to bring the power of God and the gospel to downtown Rapid City through the transformed life and public witness of a new local church, Redeeming Grace Church. And we're excited about how God is working, and I just want to update you on what's happening. We are signed and committed to the Journey Museum for 2020. And so that's nice to have that wrapped up and moving forward and beginning to think through what we'll need there. I've already begun to acquire almost all of our children's ministry supplies. So we should be all set there. And we'll begin to think about signage and sound system and other hospitality and supply things as we go. Thank you to those who have given. We're, I think, about $7,000 that have been given so far, and I've spent some of that getting supplies, taking advantage of some deals. And so thank you for those of you that are giving. We need to raise about $25,000 just in terms of startup funds. And so we're a little right around a third of the way there, a little less than a third of the way there. And so thank you for those of you that are giving regularly and giving one time. It's adding up and very encouraging to see the direction that that's going. And we certainly don't have to stop at 25,000. It would certainly be nice to begin the year with a bit of a cushion and the flexibility. So that our hope is to start as strongly as possible so that we can last, that we can have a good foundation for the next 100 years that we hope this church is witnessing in Rapid City. I had a meeting last Monday night, a vision meeting on July 22nd. Invited everyone who is committed to the core team and those who are still considering and praying about joining the core team. And I think we had 19 different family units there. It was 32 adults and 14 children that all met at the Moyers house. We enjoyed some food together, and thank you to the Moyers for their hospitality and generosity in providing the food and a great place for us to meet. And we had a great time. Coming out of that meeting, we had one more family commit to us, so we're now at 8 officially that are committed to the core team, and I'm having some conversations with different families. And it's interesting to see which ones are kind of nudging towards committing to the core team and others where there's some things maybe coming up or some reasons maybe for them to stay at South Canyon. And both are good. We just want the Lord to lead us. And so continue to pray for those families. For many of them, it's a very difficult decision. And so pray for them and pray that the Lord would give wisdom and clarity on what he would have each of these families do. Also, it's been good getting involved in the Black Hills Baptist Association. I went to their meeting a week ago and got to share just about the church plant. It's exciting to see the other Baptist churches in the Black Hills area be excited about what we're doing and hear about it for the first time. And really excited about those guys. Didn't really know many of them. So it's good to partner with them and build a relationship with them and just see how God is working together in the Black Hills through the Baptist churches, among others. But I'm excited about that association and the encouragement and wisdom and friendship that they will have with us and their excitement in this. Really appreciate it when churches that are located close to each other are not competitive. They just want to see the gospel go forth and are willing to see revival, even if it comes in the other guy's church. It's kind of like we all have a restaurant and it's a famine. We just want to see people fed, even if they get fed at a different restaurant, because people need the gospel. So I'm thankful for that and thankful that that's true of our Baptist Association here in the Black Hills. Also, the Pillar Network, those guys have been great. I've gotten a lot of emails from their board members. I'm going to go to their national meeting in October, and they'll introduce me from the stage. I'll get a chance to share with the whole group about what we're doing, and already have some guys from Minnesota and that I want to hear about our church and see how they can be supportive of us. And I've also had some individuals ask if they could support financially, which of course the answer is yes. And so praise God that some pieces are falling into place and things are coming together. So God continues to give confirmation that this is his will. So we'll keep taking steps and trust that he will lead us. So praise God for that, and thank God for that, and pray that there would be more. We're not quite where we need to be yet. We do need some more families to join us if the Lord wills, and we need some more people that will be able to support us prayerfully and financially as well. So continue to be in prayer about that. I am zeroing in on a plan for our core team training, which will be Sunday mornings in the fall, September through December. During the life class hour, we'll have our own class. That'll just be our core team, and we will have a rigorous study on what it means to be a church from the Bible. We will also learn how to share the gospel and disciple one another. So that's the core of it. Once we get launched as a church, knowing the gospel, committed to the gospel, and understanding what being a church together looks like, we can figure the rest out as we go. Every church is always reforming and clarifying and growing. But we will start with that strong foundation of knowing what a church is, what it means to be a church member, and to be committed to one another and to proclaim the gospel together, to disciple one another together, and that will be our foundation that we'll start with. So that's what being part of the core team is being committed to that 9 a.m. life class in preparation for becoming a church member. It's basically like a long church membership class in order that when we covenant together as a church in late December, we will know what we're doing, we'll know what we're committed, and we'll know what to expect of each other. And then on Sunday nights, September through December, on the second and fourth Sunday nights, we'll actually have a worship service together. We'll start practicing being a church together. I'm going to preach through the book of Ephesians. We're going to memorize portions of it together. We're going to discuss it together. We're going to pray for one another. We're going to worship together. We're going to share a meal together. And we're going to start to get a feel for what both worship service and life groups and family meetings we're going to start to see the nucleus of those three things begin so that we can work out a lot of those kinks and then launch well in January, knowing how to relate as a church and how we're actually going to do these things together. So it's like Sunday mornings will be training and instruction, and Sunday nights will be practice and exercise of us actually forming our relationships together. So that's how things are coming together. Continue to pray for me as I lead this, and pray for those that are joining the core team as they speak into this and are trained and are buying into this. Pray for those that will be reached. We believe that God has us on this trajectory because he has his people downtown that he has already chosen for himself, that he intends us to be the ones to reach. And so pray that those whom God would have us reach and evangelize and disciple, that God would be at work then, and we would begin to see fruit right out of the gate of people coming to know Christ and being discipled in him. That's what we want. We want more people worshiping Jesus. We want more people reconciled to God and to one another through the gospel. And so that's why we're taking this risk. That's why we're stepping out in faith and are excited that God is calling us. So please keep praying fervently for these things. And if God is leading you to give or to go with us, then please let me know, and we'll continue this journey together. Thanks for taking these few minutes to watch this video. Please don't hesitate to call or email and let me know what you're encouraged by, what I can pray for you about, and where you're at if you're still considering being a part of this in some way. Thanks, and have a great week.